So here's what John the Baptist said about himself. John chapter 1, verse 20. And he, John the Baptist, confessed, and he did not deny, but he confessed, I am not the Christ. I'm not the Christ. And they asked him, what then? Are you Elijah? Because Malachi chapter 4, verse 5 says that Elijah would come before the great and the terrible day of the Lord. And Jesus said, if you can receive it, that John the Baptist is Elijah who came before the great and terrible day of the Lord. But he said, no, I'm not Elijah. He said, are you the prophet? In Deuteronomy chapter 18, verse 15, Moses said that the Lord will create for you a prophet, will raise up a prophet from among you, from among your people, and you will listen to him. Of course, that's a reference to the coming Messiah. Are you that prophet? And he said, no, I'm not that prophet. And they said to him, well, who are you? So that we can give an answer to those who sent us. What do you say about yourself? Who are you? What do you say about yourself? What is your philosophy in life? What do you have to say about you? Is your life all about you? Or is your life about other people too? Are you just in this to eat, drink, and be merry? Are you just in this to have fun? Are you just in this for pleasure, all you can get? Are you measuring your life against other people? Well, other people have this stuff, I ought to have it too. Other people are having this fun, I ought to be having this fun too. Or do you live and do you move and do you exist in the presence of Jesus? That's exactly the argument Paul made at the Areopagus on Mars Hill in Acts chapter 17, verse 28. He said, we live and we move and we exist in that unknown God that you're talking about, that you have statues to. But I want to tell you, we know who this God is, and he's the one who created the heavens and the earth. Do you love people like Jesus loved people? And you only can if you have that loving relationship with Jesus Christ. And you know these verses. 1 John chapter 4, verse 16 says, God is love. And then down in verse 19 it says, we love because he first loved us. And you can't love anybody. In fact, you can't even love yourself unless you have a relationship with Jesus Christ. You have to have the love of Jesus in you before you can love yourself and before you can love other people. So who are you? Who are you in relation to Jesus? And here's some more that John the Baptist said about himself. He said, look, I'm a voice of one crying in the wilderness, make straight the way of the Lord, as Isaiah the prophet said. And John the Baptist spent most of his time in the wilderness. He did spend most of his time in the wilderness, and he was fasting and he was praying and he was eating locusts and wild honey, and he had that leather belt around his waist. His sole purpose was to tell people about Jesus. He said, I'm the voice of one crying in the wilderness. And I wondered on Judgment Day when Jesus reviews your life, if you'll be able to say, I told people about Jesus every time I could, every way I could, whether I was using my voice or not, I tried to tell people about Jesus. What do you say about yourself? Are you measuring yourself in relationship to Jesus Christ?